Hi, my name is James Taylor, and we have some great guests here today. We've got Jim Pedro and Jimmy Pedro. And if I can, do you mind if I tell me a little bit about your background? First of all, let's talk with the young guy over here, if we could. Jim, tell us about you.
I started, was in the fire department. I was in the fire department for 36 years.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, I used to go to work with my father, and we used to drive by a judo place. I decided I wanted to do judo. And the reason was because when I was in school and everything, I used to get in fights all the time. So I said, well, if I'm going to keep fighting, I might as well do judo. And the funny thing is once I started judo, I never got in a fight again, which was strange. So I've been doing judo since 1964. And I started my own club in 1972.
And this guy here, how did he get involved in this?
Well, I knew how I was in school. After school, I used to get a lot of mischief and do a lot of stupid things. So I made up my mind that after school, I'd pick him up and his sister, and they'd be with me all the time and bring them up to judo. So after school, they go up with me all the time, so I'd keep them out of trouble. And he's been doing that sport since he could walk.
Amazing. Why don't you tell about that sport?
And also my dad he was the world team coach, U.S. world team coach in 1993. He's an assistant Olympic coach in 2012. He's got a long list of credentials. He's in the Black Belt Hall of Fame. And in my opinion, he's the best coach in the world for judo.
And how about your accomplishments?
Well, I was lucky enough in my life to go and represent the United States 4 times at the Olympic Games. 92 is Barcelona, 96 Atlanta. I won a bronze medal in Atlanta. I competed in the Sydney, Australia Olympic Games. I finished 5th. And then in my last Olympics in Athens, Greece, I won a bronze medal. So I was 4-time Olympian and 2-time medalist. And most recently at this past Olympic Games, I had the pleasure to coach and help train and create history when one of our students, Kayla Harrison, won a gold medal, America's first in the sport of judo.
That's wonderful. Jim and Jimmy, let me ask you this. You have a nutrition fit exercise program. Am I saying that terminology right?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, we started a weekly program at our studio, and basically it's to help people get fit. It's really aimed at the baby boomer generation, but it can be for anybody. It combines nutrition and exercise as well as total body health. Essentially, we're trying to get people up, get them moving again, get them feeling good about themselves, and also eating a diet that's high in nutrition and low in calories. And that combination of both exercise and good nutrition helps change people's lives. And what we've realized is that through the sport of judo, we've been able to change people's lives in dramatic fashion. People come in typically either overweight or low self-esteem, or it's the kid that gets picked on in school. And through judo training, we've changed their lives and helped them become more confident individuals. This nutrition exercise program that we've started has nothing to do with judo. It's meant for the general public, and it's basically helping your body get toned. We're taking the exercises that we've done at the Olympic level, we've toned them down, we've made them more simplistic, and we're helping the everyday person live a healthy life.
So there's more than just the exercise. There's the diet. Is that what you incorporate together, both of you, or?
Correct. Without good nutrition, you could exercise. I have many Olympic athletes that I went overseas with, and many of them end up with diabetes. Many of them end up overweight because of bad diet. They're burning thousands of calories every day training, but the problem is they're eating junk afterwards. So it's essential that you have a good balanced diet and you know how to eat well. Then when you exercise, it totally transforms your body.
So how do you teach this? I mean, do you incorporate it? How do you, just out of curiosity, how do you put that all together? I mean, I know the exercise program, and that's what you guys are so good at, but how do you do the diet? Do you have education? Do you have a class?
Yes, it's all included in the exercise program that we have weekly. We're gonna test people, get them on a scale. We're going to do body fat tests. We're going to give them an analysis.
Wow.
We're going to give them an education on how to eat and what to eat and when to eat. Because when to eat is just as important as what you eat. A lot of people think I'm going to go on a diet. I'm going to go a long time without eating. I'm going to skip meals. If you want to have your body be a well-oiled machine, you got to constantly be eating 4 or 5 meals a day, and it's what you put in your body in those 4 or 5
4 to 5 meals a day?
That if you do that properly and you have the right combination of food, then your body will become a machine. It's going to get used to eating on a regular basis. It knows when food is coming. And so what it does is it starts to process that food, and it stores it as the proper energy because it has an exercise program coming up later. If you stop eating and you go long periods of time, like 12 hours without eating, what happens is your body isn't used to getting food. So when it gets it, it holds onto it and it stores it as fat. So we're going to teach people when to eat, how to eat, and what the types of combinations.
Jim, do you do
of
that?
food.
Do you?
I've been dieting since I started judo in '64. I'm usually been in one very similar thing. I'm a vitamin freak. I've been taking vitamins since I started competing, and I've always been on a diet. I've always watched what I've eaten all the time. Right now, I probably eat 6 times a day.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I eat right now. I just eat 6 times a day. I don't eat very big. Actually, I can't eat a really big meal. My stomach is not used to eating a big meal. I don't feel good if I eat a big meal. I eat small portions, and I've been on a diet since I was 19.
Now, how do you guys stay with it? I mean, I know you're, first of all, well-trained athletes. Guess what?
It's a way
discipline's not a problem.
It's a way of life.
Really?
It's discipline. It's a way of. Actually, it gets to be a way of. I've been working out. I've been weightlifting seriously since I was junior in high school, and I've never stopped. I work out twice a day now.
Basically, we're changing people's lifestyles. That's what the key is. It becomes a lifestyle. It becomes a successful program. The problem with most, people, they get all excited about the new year. They go join a gym. They sign up. They walk in. They sign on the dotted line, and the guy shows them a couple exercises the first time. After that, you're on your own.
January 30th, the place is empty. I guess that's.
Because people get bored. They don't know what to do. They haven't got a clue how to exercise or what types of exercises to do, and there's nobody mentoring them. So ours is a boot camp-like concept.
Really?
They come in the door, they develop a relationship with the instructor knows them by name, that's basically the mentor and the person that says, you're going to show up tomorrow, we're going to get you going, and today you're going to do 2 push-ups, tomorrow you're going to do 5, and by the end of this program, you're going to be up and down, and you're going to be feeling great about yourself.
Now, your program, do you have like fancy equipment or something like that? Or tell me, or
It's all basic exercises and using your own body weight.
because I always see these programs that they say, and it looks like the more elaborate, and you see people doing it, and I think they get injured, and they really don't know what they're doing, do they?
No, correct. You don't need any equipment to get fit. I mean, just moving your own body weight is, look at gymnasts. Look at the body and the physiques of gymnasts. All they're doing is moving their body weight around all day long. So we're going to show them, we break it down, we have a low level, a medium level, and a high level for the different levels of people. Some people come in, can't even do 1 push-up, can't do 1 sit-up. By the end of the program, they're banging out 25 of each. And doesn't matter the age. We've got women in the program, 79 years old. We've got men that are 400 pounds in the program, and already they're seeing dramatic results and feeling better about themselves. And that's really what it's about. It's transforming people's lives so that they can live a healthy.
So it sounds like a lifestyle, really, and that's what you're doing, really almost modifying or changing their lifestyles?
100%.
Well, once you change somebody's lifestyle, what they do is like me. If I miss a workout, I don't feel good. I feel guilty. Plus, I don't feel good. And a lot of people everybody's body type is different. If it took you 20 years to get out of shape, what happens? They go to a gym. They think they're going to get back in shape in a week, and then when they don't, they quit. Well, it takes time to get back in shape. But if you see little increases, it's like when I started weightlifting when I was like 16. As soon as you see a muscle when you're a boy, you see a muscle, well, you start lifting harder because you see that muscle when you look in the mirror.
I don't know that feeling.
You're always,
what's that like?
You're always flexing, and and that makes you motivated to do more. It's the same thing when you exercise. You do 1 push-up today, all of a sudden you can do 5 push-ups. Well, that's motivation, and you can see the difference in it. When you're weightlifted, if you really don't know how to lift, and you can lift weights all day long. If you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to get any better at it.
Right.
It's not going to change. It's not going to change your body type.
But you guys are going to, that's your program, is really as a lifestyle. Let's take a look at the nutrition. Let's talk about, it sounds like handling your body with your own body weight so that you, as you say, muscle tone. And can you back up for a second? What do you do? Let's say I walk into your facility. What do you do? Can we start from the beginning?
Well, we're going to give you a total body how do you
mean,
have
look
any
at-
ailments? Well, one of the big things is what limitations do you have? Do you have any injuries that we need to be aware of?
Yeah.
When you walk in a fitness club, they don't give you a an analysis of your body. They
Not
show
at
you a
all.
couple exercises. You might have a bad shoulder, a bad elbow, a bad knee, and doing a specific exercise is just going to make that worse.
Sure.
You know, so you got to be, you know, we're going to be in tune and do a full analysis of who you are, what your ailments might be, put you on a scale. We're going to do a body fat analysis, and we're going to ask you, what are your goals? People need goals in life.
Oh,
You
no
know,
question.
as coaches of the Olympic judo team, I mean, one of the most important things we do with our athletes is set goals for them. What is our goal this year? What is our purpose? What is our mission? And then from that goal, how are we going to get to that goal? What are the things we're going to do today to change the way we do judo or the way we exercise to help you reach your goal? You know, what is it that you would like to achieve? Because if it's not personal to you, then you're not going to be motivated
See,
to do it.
I think that people get frightened sometimes, or almost intimidated. For you guys, are at such a high level. I come into a program and I'm thinking, I can't do one sit-up, or you know, let's do a modified push-up. You know, I'm expected to do 30, and it's going to be pain and agony. But that's, I mean, I think that's the perception. And how do you circumvent that, or how do you educate to the people? Just have them come in, and kind of, if their goals or levels are a little bit lower, what you're going to probably do, ask me if, and help me if I can, maybe raise the bar occasionally? Is that what you...
You know, I would assume most people that come in the door are going to be able to walk. If they can walk laps around my gym, they can get exercise. Basically, you got to get people up and get moving. You know, you got to crawl before you walk in life. You got to walk before you can run. You got to run before you can sprint. And that's what it's all about. It's starting at the very basic level. What are you capable of doing today? So you'll get a fitness test. You know, if you can walk, great. Well, let's have you jog. Let's have you do a certain exercise. Then we know what the baseline is, and then the program will be geared towards what you can do, and it's going to continue to push you to the next level. If you look at the Biggest Loser on TV, you know, those people, they're in a boot camp, right? They've got a mentor, they've got a coach,
Yeah, yeah.
one-on-one, that puts them on a scale every day. And it's just like studying for a test in school. Or it's in school. If you don't have a test, you're not going to study. But when there's a test and you know you got to show up and be there to perform, then that's what it is. And it's building that relationship with the coach and the instructor in our program to truly devise.
But you guys have a
successful
program to think about it. I mean, Olympic, the pinnacle. I mean, I can't imagine why someone wouldn't take advantage of that.
You know, you know, my dad passed it on to me. I mean, he was somebody who became a student of exercise. And back in, you know, the late 80s, early 90s, I was doing all kinds of plyometric type training.
What's
all kinds of
plyometrics?
it's dynamic explosive exercise. So box jumps, you know, it's medicine ball throws. It's all the stuff that, you know, he brought home from Russia and all the places his travels. Well, I was doing all of that training back then to become a better athlete. And what I see today is I see all these exercises that I was doing 20 years ago now mainstream in America. You know, this functional strength training is what it's called. Core strength and functional strength training is what everybody's doing today. Well, this has been something that we've been doing for the last 20 years.
It's funny because when I was on a trip, I don't know, 15 years ago or whatever, one of the #1 coaches in the United States at the time, Willie Cahill, was at a camp with him. We were overseas. And he handed me this exercise book from Europe. And he said, I want you to read this. So I read it and I says, Willie, I was doing this 10 years ago. He says, no wonder why your kids beat my kids. True story. That's what he
Really, huh?
Yeah, because I learned when I toured in the 70s, when I toured Europe and everything, I picked up all those exercises, and he couldn't believe that I had been doing them since the 70s.
Let me ask you, so let's say, you back up, okay, for my own self-interest, I'd want to be part of your boot camp. Walk me through. What does that mean? So,
Come on down.
at what time?
19
I'm a morning person. Do you have a...
6 a.m. classes. 19 New Salem Street, Pedro's Judo Center, 2nd floor, Wakefield, Mass. Come on in. Don't be shy. If you want to succeed in anything in life, you got to take a chance.
Most people are afraid.
Well, that's what I mean. I truly do, and help
But
me out.
you know
I think
what?
they're intimidated.
No. Most people, it's like everything else in life. Everything you ever read about like you're in big business and everything, and you know, and everything is, what's the #1 thing when you read all your books and everything, what they tell you is that most people don't like change. They do not like change. So they're in a rut, and for them to get out of that rut to change, whether it's for the benefit or not, it's still very difficult for them to change. To change their lifestyle, to do things, and what they'll do is they'll complain that they want to do it, but they won't do it because they don't want to change. And the ones that do, they say, oh, I wish I looked like him. Well, you know what? Change. You can do it if you want to do it. You got to want to do
But
it.
I'm just telling you, the guy like me would say, well, you know, the Pedro's over there. That's the high pinnacle. They're going to make me do
Yeah,
all
but
these.
you're not in the same thing as walking into a gym where you get these muscle-bound apes are in there and people feel, intimidated by all these guys with, 19-inch arms and they lifted 500 pounds and, you know what I mean? And,
Benching all day.
and so most people are intimidated when they go in there to see that, and they see all the new equipment, see all these machines. I go in gyms now once in a while, which I don't like to do. I like to lift at home. Is that there are machines in there? I'm looking at the thing. It'll take me 15 minutes to figure out how to use it. We're just using basic exercises and lifestyle change in your diet and how to eat, and basic exercise using body weight, which everybody can do. And then eventually, if you want, it's up to the individual. If they want to get better, they can. If they don't, they can cry all they want. They'll just stay like they are and they won't change.
And the other thing is, just by running or just by walking or just getting on a bike every day, it's good, but it's the same exercise over and over and over again. Your
Right.
body gets used to it, and it's only hitting certain muscle groups. This is a total body training program that's going to transform the entire body.
Wow.
And it's not hard. Nobody's going to be pushed past the limit that they're not comfortable with. Everybody here, everybody there is aimed to help that individual get better and improve.
The same thing with like weightlifting, just for instance, which what most people don't realize if you're just a novice or whatever, is that they go in there and they do these certain exercises every time they go in there, bench press, but they don't realize that you have to change every 2 or 3 months. You should change your exercises because your body gets used to doing that sequence of exercises, and then it's not doing you any good anymore. Once you change those exercises, you do different routines, then it makes your
But
body.
as you said before, a lot of people don't like to change. And for instance, they go to the same restaurant and have the same meal all the time. You said, life's too short. You should change it. And it sounds like you guys are going to keep them honest by saying, listen, it's time to rotate. Maybe we're working on your upper body. You need to work on your lower body. We have to do cardio. Maybe we have to do strength. It sounds like that.
It's the same formula we use for our Olympic judo athletes. We change their training program all the time. They walk in the door, they don't even know what they're going to do. Which makes them perform at a much higher level because they're using different muscles every single time.
And they're not bored.
Right.
You don't get bored. When we change.
Well, that's the average guy like me thinks, and you go and you just do push-ups every day, and that's what you're doing, or you do sit-ups.
Yeah, and then
that's
you get bored. I mean, I change my routines every couple of months automatically at home. I'll do reps. I'll change reps, change exercises, change sequence of exercises to work out. Or I'd be bored to death every day. Then you don't dread going there to work out because you're doing the same thing again. And when you don't dread going there, and you look forward to, it's new. Oh, and you go there and you can't wait to do it. Then you look forward to working out. And then when you look forward to working out, then you always look forward to working out.
So let me ask you a question. What's the age group? So what age and how old? What do we do?
We take for the exercise challenge. We're really looking for the middle age and older person.
I
The
notice you're
baby
looking
boomer
at me
and
that way.
older.
Yeah.
That would be great because those are the people that really don't know how to exercise or where to go to get their exercise and their nutrition.
Lifestyle change. It sounds
Education. They don't know where to get that. But at our judo school, we have 4-year-olds. We have 70-year-olds taking judo. Judo's for everybody as well. It's a little bit harder of a sport, and it's harder to do than the fitness challenge is. This is geared towards the individual, simple exercises meant to just get you in shape. And the other I want to touch upon just the right now, the epidemic that's going through our country with, diabetes. Child diabetes has never been higher in our country. This is the first generation of kids that aren't going to outlive their parents.
Yeah.
They're not going to live longer. 70% of our country right now is overweight.
And why is that? Why do you think?
It's our diet. It's mainly related to diet. McDonald's, fast foods, both parents are working, no longer prepared meals. They're eating out most of the time, whether it's either fast food or even when you eat at restaurants. The food tastes great. You think you're eating fish, but it's covered with butter. It's got tons of salt in it. You're getting more sodium than you need in a whole day in one meal. And that's what's killing our country. Heart disease, stroke, cancer are the 3 leading causes of death. Half of those deaths are related to the diet. It's caused by your diet. And like we said, you can exercise, you could run marathons and still have tons of body fat and still not be proud of the way you look and feel.
Sure.
You know, because it's diet related. But if you change your diet, you know, if you learn how to eat properly and what to eat and when to eat, that's 70% of the battle.
I'm going to sign up now. I'm a
Come
done
on
deal.
down.
I know.
We'd love to
Listen,
have you.
I've got to stop the show. Let's go. Hurry up.
Well, when I see it, I'll believe it.
Yeah, heard that, been there. Well, I told you I took up jogging. I keep running into restaurants. That's my problem here. But no, and I just think it's a wonderful program. I think it's a gem that's right here in Wakefield, and I just it sounds like you've opened the doors. Let's take advantage of it.
It's a free program. It's open to everybody.
What was that word? What was that word?
Free program. Jimmy Pedro Fitness Challenge. I'm challenging the town of Wakefield to come on down, walk in the door. We will help change your life. It doesn't cost you a dime.
Yeah, but I got to go up the second floor. I don't know if I can make that.
We'll carry you.
Well, we have an elevator. We have an elevator.
That's
You won't
right.
be taking it after the first month.
Sounds very good. So, and thank you. Well, listen, I'll tell you, I'm thrilled. First of all, I'm honored to meet you guys.
No, thank you.
You know, it's just a wonderful story, and I can pick up on the energy that you guys have. I tell anyone in Wakefield, take advantage of it. In fact, I'm going to volunteer. I'll be the first guy to come in.
Awesome. Come on down.
I will. I promise. I'll be there.
Well,
And
thank
as
you
I say,
so much.
proof
I'll
is
have
in
to
the-
have one of my students videotape this.
Yeah, that's right. See, I'm saying that on, guess what you're saying? He put himself on the spot. But I really will thank you very much for coming in and telling the story. It's a great story to tell.
That's our
Thank
pleasure.
you for
Thanks for
having
having
us.
us.
Thank you.